morning. It is a beautiful early morning summer day in July. We have been gone for about a week from the farm. We took a break to go to see some family in Utah, enjoy the fireworks of 4th of July, and now we're back. So I thought I'd give you all a tour of the farm and the gardens to show you what it looks like after a week of being gone. So as you can see behind me, the grass is crazy long and needs to be mowed. We've been having water issues, which seems to be the theme of this farm. And so we weren't able to mow the lawn before we left because it was a watery mess. So the grass is crazy long. It needs to be mowed today. But let's take you on a walk around and show you what's going on. So first I'll show you the best thing that happened on the farm while we were gone, which this is a disaster over here. Every farm has a dump area, and this is our dumping ground. But first I gotta tell you about these things. So we had a friend call us up and say, hey, we have my friend's parents died and they have a whole storage container full of red wheat. Would you like it for your animals? I was like, sure. Thinking a storage container was like, I don't know, like 15, 20 buckets. My husband went over there with the truck and got like 20 buckets, and he comes back, he's like, it's gonna take 100 truckloads to get it. It's an entire shipping container full of animal feed or food storage wheat. So we're like, okay, well, I guess we'll get what we get and then we'll go back, we'll go back next week. So then the lady called and said, I have a junk people coming and they can come and dump the wheat at your house if you want it. I was like, great. So they brought, which is 2 loads. This was 2 loads of wheat. You can see it's in 2 different piles, which is about 200 buckets. And each bucket's about 30 pounds. So we have like 6,000 pounds of wheat right now, which is great. We can use it to supplement feed for our goats. And then we were going to get the rest, but then other people found out about it and other people went and picked it up. So whatever, we're happy. This will feed our pigs through this season for sure. We're gonna ferment it, soak it and ferment it for them so that they can absorb more of the nutrients. But okay, let me show you what was the best thing on our farm that happened while we were gone. We had baby goats. So we had 5 baby goats born while we were gone. So these are our new babies that are they're about a week old now. Those ones, let's see, the black one in the back, that one is 10 days old. And these ones were born last Saturday. Oh no, so that one's almost 2 weeks old. These 2 whitish, lighter ones right there are about 10 days old. Hi, Mama. That's Kendall. And this is Rose. And Rose's babies were just born on Saturday. So they are today's Monday. So they're like 2 days old. They're super tiny and little. Look how cute they are. Baby goats are probably the best part of having a farm. So I think we ended up with, I can't remember, 2 boys and 3 girls. Can't remember, I need to go double check. But our goats are fainting goats, so they're fun. Look at those 2 playing. Aren't you glad you're not a mama goat nursing? Babies headbutt them to get the milk to come out. Let's see, that's a girl. The white one's a boy, and I think the brown one is a girl. I can't remember. Yeah, that brown one's a girl. And hers are, I think she has 2, I don't know. I can't remember. I need to go check them out. So Kylie is one of our original fainting goat moms. So she's like 7 years old now. 6, 7. Let's see, we got her in 2017. So she's 7 years old. And she's a really good mama. She's very protective, takes good care of her babies. She's one of our friendlier goats, so her babies tend to be a little bit friendlier. The more nervous the moms are, the more nervous the goats are. Rose is a little bit more nervous. So that goat's got a weird mouth. Why is it sticking its tongue out? And then this one back there, I don't think she has a name. The kids might know her name. But she's very nervous, so her babies always tend to be very nervous too. So we keep our babies in this pen so that we can be we can handle them and get them used to us, hopefully make them a little bit friendlier. So he's not gonna hurt your goats. He's just saying hi. She just tried to headbutt him through the fence. Look at her side-eyeing him. Get away from my goats. All right, let's go show you the rest of the farm. This is a mess. We gotta pick this up over here. We got a lot of messes going on right now. Beautiful this morning. It's nice and cool. It's supposed to be like 100 this afternoon though, so we're out here early getting stuff done. Oh, that sun is bright. So here's our pond. It is, the grass there is growing crazy right now. This grass filled with bees. It's mostly clover. We call it grass, but it's really just weeds. But it all needs to be mowed. Our gladiolas are about done. We have some still coming up, but these were the first of them. And I have to say, I'm actually loving the gladiolas. So this area is where I planted the daffodils, irises, glads mix. And so this is the glads, which is the end of it. Now I'm like, okay, now what am I going to put in here? I think I might try to throw down some zinnia seeds and see if zinnias will grow out here. But I don't have water, so that won't work. So, and then this is our wildflower area, our berm, which again, water issues. Water drips out here constantly. So it stays very wet, which is okay for the wildflowers. And for seeds, it makes them grow. But before we left, I took out a lot of our spring wildflowers. So a lot of the bachelor buttons and stuff I cleaned out. And now we've got some daisies coming up. We've got some calendula. We've got cosmos. They still need to all be cut back again. You can see here, this is larkspur that has gone to seed. See the little seeds forming in the pods. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to come out here, save these seeds. I'll probably just spread them out again. Oh, here's our ducks. We had baby ducks born while we were gone too. So we have 2 mamas with 2 sets of ducks right now. I think, which means each one has about 8 ducks, which is pretty fun. My husband's not happy about it. Ed's not happy. He likes the ducks, but he likes to hate the ducks because they ruin the pond and dig at the sides, eat away the bank of the pond. So he likes to complain about that. Let's see if we can see the babies. They'll put the babies in the water. Let's see. So funny thing, so our ducks are mostly purebred Swedish blues, but then for a minute we had, I can't remember, a different kind of breed that were black. And so both of these mamas have 1 black baby. Mamas aren't here. Where are the mamas? You can see the drakes are chasing each other. They don't have any hens. They just have 2 hens that don't have babies. So see how that duck has a black bill? So she's a cross. So her eggs, because the purebreds are supposed to be orange-billed, so she has a chance of hatching black babies. So we have 1 black duck in each one. And this female with the yellow beak, that's a purebred. So it's kind of funny. So they have like 7 yellow ducks and then 1 black one. I don't know where the babies are. I don't know where the moms with the babies are. But okay, so here's more of the gladiolas. You can see these weeds all need to be cut down. Again, everything is a mess right now. We need to come through, do a big cleanup this week. This is my goal. Look at this glad. I love that like almost neon. You can't really see it on the camera as much, but it's like a neon lime green color. It looks more yellow, but it's like these down here it fades to yellow, and then up here it's like bright neon green, which is super cool. And a mess of grass. We leave the grass around the pond long so that our kids can't our babies especially, can't walk into it. It keeps some separation between the pond and them walking. Plus, I kind of like that natural look more than it all tidy. So our willow tree over there is getting big. We planted this willow tree last fall, and so it's grown. It's probably grown 4 feet in 1 year, which is crazy. This is also why we plant bulbs here, because it has to be strong enough. Whatever we plant here has to be strong enough for the dogs to walk through it. And they smash stuff, but next year when they come back, they'll be fine. So here's more of the wildflowers with the sunflowers, the bachelor buttons. We've still got some poppies hanging in there. Poppies are about done. Next year we will have gazillions poppies because the seeds went everywhere as I was cutting them out. I cut most of them out already. Bachelor buttons, this all needs to be coming. I need to take all this out. It's kind of crazy. Our trees, you can tell our trees are getting bigger. They're starting to look like they're supposed to be here. Probably another year and they'll look established. More glads, more dogs. Look at this gladiola. Look at that color on there. It's amazing. I love these. I always was like, oh, glads are funeral flowers. Or my grandpa had them in his garden, so they just kind of reminded me of old people flowers. But I'm loving them. The number of colors that they come in and the varieties, they're amazing. We haven't added them to a lot of our bouquets yet, just because they're so big compared to our other flowers. But they are, I love them in the landscape. So you can see like coreopsis is coming out. The peonies, however you say it, are drying up. They're about done. Need to probably be cut back. This I think is just a weed, but I just let it go because it had pretty yellow flowers on it. It's probably something, either a weed or some native, but I let it go. So we put up our fence to let the goats eat around the pond while we were gone, which was great because they did a lot of good work. Goats are great lawnmowers. Let's see what else we have. Oh yeah, they did eat I did not put the fence around the bushes that I had here, which were winter berries, and they did eat those down. I had 2 there. Oh, you hear that beeping? That means my dog's collar is not working. It means the wire got pulled. But the baby pigs got big while we were gone. It's amazing how fast they grow in 1 week. Piggy, pig, piggy! They're all asleep still. It's still too early for baby pigs. It's like 7 o'clock. But you can see them sleeping back there. These are a Berkshire Duroc cross, so they'll be a nice big pig in the fall. Collar is not working. But the dogs have learned where they can and can't go because they stopped at the creek. They know that they can't cross there. Cattails, this all needs to be cut back too. Cattails have taken over our creek. All of this needs to be weed eated. I need to get the goats in here is what I need to do. I need to just set up a fence right here across here and let the goats just come in and eat all of that. So here's our shade garden. And it's doing pretty well. This is its second, we're 2 years into this. Some of it needs to be weeded. But Japanese maple's looking good. The azaleas are being taken over by bindweed. Need to get that cut back. This is variegated dogwood, I think it's called. It's getting big. Another Japanese maple. The hydrangeas look like they need some water. Everything out here is looking like it needs water. Again, water issues. Part of our property, super waterlogged. Other parts, completely dry. So, we are getting a pump to put in. This is, you can see Tommy and Meg are sleeping back there on the hill, and Hamilton's in the water. Hamilton's always in the water. That poor pig is always hot. You can see him down there laying in the creek. So this is where I planted a bunch of astilbe back here last year, or this spring I should say, and it's doing okay. It doesn't, again, water issues, but we have some of it starting to flower. Something took out the calla lilies here. Don't know what that was, because that looks like it would be pig damage, but pigs have not been in here. So some large animal, maybe just the dogs getting down to the water. Not really sure what happened there. But so this is our like natural wild creek area, but it needs water bad. Again, I have not explored this property since I got home, so everything I'm seeing for the first time. You can see it is coming up in places, barely. It does have water going to it. We have drip lines going to it, but it's, again, water issues. We got to get a pump. What we're going to do is pump out of the pond instead of pumping out of the, instead of pumping straight from our main line. We're not pumping anything from our main line right now. It's all just gravity fed. So is hook it up to our pond, and then pump off of our pond. That will give us the water pressure to get pressure to the rest of the property. So that's the plan. It's just a matter of implementing said plan. So rest of the garden, the mums are looking good. Their mums are all starting to bloom, which is fun. We should get a couple flushes of those before the fall. And then most of this is like early spring stuff, kind of that I've just thrown on the ground, which I'm surprised we have columbine still, which is amazing. Look how pretty. I love columbine. The leaves are not looking great, and I don't know if that's because they're old. I don't really know what's going on with the leaf situation. I don't know. It could be spider mites. Let's see. There's one that looks really bad. Let's see what it is. It could just be dry too. I don't see any actual spider mites on it. There's no webbing or anything. It just is kind of a mess. Could be just dry. More pink mums, crepe myrtles that I think are getting too much shade, so they're not blooming. I did not know this was going to be this shady when I planted them. So look at this. This is cyclamen that I planted like actually in the ground, and somehow it's been pushed up out of the ground. So I need to come back in here and replant those. This one still has leaves on it, but it has done the same thing. They've just popped up out of the ground. So the columbine is all looking okay. I mean, it's way past its prime, probably needs to be cut back. Got a bunch of hellebores in here, peonies. I experimented with the peonies in here because we're really hot, and so I don't know if peonies actually like full sun here. So I put them in a place where they get shade part of the day. So this crepe myrtle, it's got buds on it, so it's coming along. But this one's beautiful. I can't remember what variety these are of crepe myrtle, but I just want them as a bush, so I'm not training them to be a tree. I just bought these as a single bare root twig from fasttrees.com, I think fastgrowingtrees.com. And so this is their second year. I bought them, I don't know, they're super cheap. And I just bought them as a twig and stuck them in the ground. And so they're doing okay. Probably need to get some bigger ones, some more established ones. So then we have these are pumpkins that just came up from seed from last year when we got a bunch of pumpkins from a garden center. They gave us all their old pumpkins, and these just came up so I'm just letting them grow. The guinea hens found some of them, so you can see they ate them. But here's the flower garden. The flower field has gotten crazy big while we were gone. So we'll go in and take a closer look. But we have Verbena bonariensis, which I'm actually going to plant this out into the landscape this fall. Once it cools down, I'm going to move this out into the landscape. A row of sunflowers and weeds, lots of weeds. More verbena. This I planted for my friend that's doing a blue wedding. So back in the back there I have bachelor buttons and forget-me-nots. Sunflowers. These sunflowers, some of them are crazy tall. That one, it's like, I don't know, that sunflower is probably 10 feet tall. This is a sunflower that came back from seed last year. It's like a sunflower tree. It is massive. I cut off the top of it to keep it from falling over, but it's not helping. I'm sure eventually it's going to just fall. Grass is a mess. Water leaking. You can hear me sloshing in it. It's just a disaster. Everything's wet. Sweet peas are about done. They are done. I just need to come in and pull them off the fence. I've been saving the seeds. Some of them have exploded already. You can see, like these ones here. This is the seeds. Once they dry out enough, they twist open and the seeds go flying everywhere. So I'm going to have more sweet peas here next year, which is fine. I like them growing on this fence. But I'm going to come in and save the seeds as well that I can that are still on the pods. Yesterday I pulled off a bunch of seeds and was going to save them, and my lovely 2-year-old, who's so fun, took all the seeds and buried them and said, I want to plant them here, Mom. So next year we'll have a bunch of sweet peas growing right in the center of our garden aisle. Whatever. It's fine. It's all fine. All right, so look at the flower field. It is absolutely stunning right now. It is at its peak. Everything is in bloom. The yarrow here in the front, hollyhocks coming up, cosmos, sunflowers, zinnias, everything's going crazy. This right here in the front this is Mexican sunflower. So it's going to get huge and it will line this fence. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to plant sunflowers all along this fence now that the sweet peas are done. Kind of create a look of a sunflower field without a whole sunflower field. And that is dill, flowering dill right there. The silky pen. Hi, babies. I need to come in here and collect eggs. They have been trying to sit on eggs, but not hatching any. So I think their eggs are not fertilized. I think the rooster is not doing his job. He tries, but I like to say they're like teenage boys. It's a very awkward, non-producing encounter. So let's look at the flower field. So these marigolds, I thought they were going to be tall. They are not tall. They are pretty short. So I think I'm going to, well, for now I'm going to leave them, but I think I need to transplant them. Definitely not planting this variety next year. I think I need to transplant them out to the tomatoes. I just need to do it probably in the evening so that they can get some water and get established before they, oh, look at this here. This could be a go for taking out my dill, or the plants could have just gotten too heavy. Not really sure what happened there. But look at these umbles. Look at that, bigger than my hand. Dusty Miller. I planted marigolds from seed here. Oh, they're coming up. They're starting to come up. Again, water issues, but they are actually getting water now. And one little one that's actually doing something. These are supposed to be the big African marigolds, so they should actually start doing something. We have a gopher in here, and I think that's what's killing this stuff. Dusty Miller is struggling. It could just be a water issue too, though. Dusty Miller. Yarrow, we have, I think this is the Colorado mix of yarrow. This is, I can't remember what the pink one's called, but I love how it goes from like dark pink to light pink. Dogs are fighting over something. Oh, look at, I came over to see what the dogs are fighting about, but look at the weeping plum tree. It does have some bug damage on it, which, I don't know, sometimes I'm like, I'll just sacrifice a tree for bug damage, but it's got some leaf damage, and it also has curly leaf. But the plums are huge and plentiful, so I need to come out here and pick plums this week. The babies have been picking them. But I love this. It's a weeping plum tree. So it has I'm going to train it to go taller. Now that after these plums are done, I'm going to trim it up and then have it go up higher so that it's not so low, because it goes all the way to the ground. So, a silky pen. Hey, babies. It's morning. Everybody's still waking up. They're like, what are you doing out here so early, lady? You're crazy. We have one, I don't know if you can see her. She's clear back there in the back sitting on, let's see, see her right there. Let's see, where's my finger? Whoop, right there. You can see her sitting on eggs. Again, don't know if the eggs are actually fertilized. This is our rooster, but I don't know if he's actually doing his job. He tries. The climbing rose, it needs to be cut back. It needs to be deadheaded. But this is, I think this is an Eden climber. Or Colette? I can't remember. I need to look at the tag. But I'm going to train it to go up here and go up along the side of the chicken coop here. I think that'll be really pretty. And I have another one over there that I'm going to train to go up here and along this fence. And I have another one here that's not looking very good that I'm going to have go up here and across this way. Look how pretty these are when they first open with the light yellow and pink. Yeah, I just checked this tag. This is an Eden climber. I think all three of these are. They're all the same. That one is too. It looks like it's not getting water though. No, it's not getting water. Both of those need water. Peonies that are about done. And then we have, what are the dogs chasing back here? They're over here protecting something. What are you guys doing? What's back here, Dodger? What are you doing? What is it? Is there a gopher? Is there a gopher? You can hear something. Good boy. There's something underneath the house. What's under there? What is it? Don't know. All right, let's go back to the flower field. We got distracted by the dogs. Oh, look at the hydrangeas starting to get blooms on it. I think this is a limelight hydrangea. All right, over here to the flower field. I love this time of day out here. It's so beautiful. Okay, so yeah, flowering dill, yarrow, we already did all that. Ageratum, calendula. This ageratum came from seed, which I didn't think was actually going to do anything, but it did. These hollyhocks, I love these hollyhocks. They're a double hollyhock. They are beautiful. This here, I have some lilies planted here. They don't look like they're doing anything yet. Look at this hollyhock, it's so pretty. Bells of Ireland that did not do much. All they did was grow short and then die. So unusable this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to save seed for them or what, but not happy about that situation. This is dianthus that has not flowered yet. These are buplorum that look like they've gone to seed. I need to come out and save these seeds. Here's the ageratum that we have not used for cut flowers yet. It hasn't been big enough, but it looks like it's starting to get there. Queen Anne's lace. More dill. The feverfew is just starting to come out. I love this. I love those little daisies. This one's a different variety. Can't remember what kind. With the yellow flowers. Calendula that's gone to seed. Here's a bed of peonies and frosted explosion grass, which is a really fun grass. We haven't been able to use it yet in our bouquets. It's not quite big enough. Hopefully it will start producing. Our berries are starting to go crazy. These are gladiolas that we planted. Oh, that's funny. Looks like we got a purple hyacinth bean planted here. This has purple hyacinth beans. We planted them here. They're going crazy. When we left, this was like, they were barely coming up the arbors, and now they're, let's see if I can back up. over the top of the arbors, and such a fun little, look at these fun flowers. Kind of a cool, kind of look like a snapdragon almost with a little mouth. Fun flower that we can put in arrangements. I need to come out here and train the vine. It's all over the place. But this is our cosmos. I took out the bachelor buttons right before he left. Have not put anything else down here. But I took out most of the bachelor buttons. Oh, we do have cosmos in here that I'm not loving cosmos. I don't know if I'll do cosmos in the cut flower garden again. They're fine in the landscape. I like to look at them, but they're kind of a pain to work with. And because we don't do weddings, they're not great for our bouquets. They're really pretty. Like, I love these bright, big, huge white ones. And I love, this is apricot lemonade, which I love the color on them. Like, look at this one. This is a new one. Look how pretty that is. But they're really not great to work with in bouquets. Same with these massive ones that are like, these are, I'm 5'8", and these are easily eye height for me. So these are 5 feet tall, but they're mostly leaf and not a whole lot of flower. Oh, look, there's this random dill seed in here. So I don't know. I'm going to put them in the landscape probably next year and just let them go crazy and not have them in the flower. I do love, these are the ones that I love. These are the double click cosmos. Oh, look, there's some bugs. Get those guys. Smash. See, water issues. Other places are completely dry, and here it's super soggy. We've got a leak or something. But anyway, these are double click cupcake cosmos, and I love them. They're great in bouquets. They're a fun little, kind of a focal flower. Produce abundantly. These have been producing crazy since about May. And then this is the chocolate cosmo, which I love this too. So far they've been pretty short stemmed, but they're starting to get longer. I think it's such a cool, I love these dark flowers. I think they're so cool, so moody. Nigella that has formed seed pods. I need to come out here and save seeds and get the pods off. We can use the pods in the bouquets too, because I think these pods are super cool. And then this is a bed of celosia that's going crazy. Everything just exploded this week. It's just been so warm. And more feverfew. Coreopsis, again, another one I will not be putting in cut flower field. That one will go into the just the perennial beds gardens. So they're perennials. I'll take them and transplant them this year. Rudbeckia, I love the rudbeckia for cut flowers. I will move them into our perennials. I'm going to move all of our perennials. I'm going to just put in our landscaping, because then they can just be pretty, and then when I want to cut on them, I can, but they're not taking up space in my annual bed where I need to be able to plant stuff. You know, I want to be flipping this stuff about every 3 months, and the perennials just are there all the time. So I think by having them in the perennial beds, like out in the landscaping in that first bed we showed, out in the other places around the property, I think it'll add beauty there, and it won't take up space in here. So this fall I'm going to move, I'll move the feverfew, I'll move the rudbeckia. I like having them here for their first year so they can get established as a plant, and then we'll move them out. Celosia, this celosia is so pretty. I love this. It's going crazy. This one, I love this one. It's pretty, like it's almost shimmery. Oh look, what is that? Is that a bee? I don't know what that is. It is not a bee. Well, it's not a honeybee. It could be another kind of bee. It almost looks like a fly. Its eyes are like a fly, but its body, I don't know what that thing is. Interesting. But I think this celosia is so pretty. It's like a pink and shimmery and gold. It's like almost a rose gold color. Oh, look at the echinacea. I haven't seen this yet. Look how pretty that is. I love that color. More echinacea there. Echinacea is one of those plants I've never been able to actually get to grow, so this is super exciting that it's growing. You can see I didn't think it was going to grow, so I planted the feverfew around it. But the feverfew, I love this little yellow. This little yellow feverfew is really fun. This is it's called, I don't know how to say it, Giardia, which I think that's actually isn't that a STD? But the plants have been the flowers have been really short. Like these are only like 8 inches tall. You can't use them for bouquets, but they get these really cool like pom-poms heads on them. But this is another one. I'm going to put these in my in the perennial garden. I'm not going to have them out here at all anymore. So that echinaceas, this is your native standard purple echinacea. So pretty. Cool centers. These are good. You can use these in flower bouquets after the petals have fallen off the heads. The center parts are really cool addition to a bouquet. More rudbeckia. I planted celosia seed here. As you can see, water issues, so it did not, seeds did not work. These are the last of the snapdragons that I had planted from seed, thought they weren't going to work, so I planted straw flower through them, and the snapdragons decided to come up way late, like 4 months after they were supposed to. But the straw flower is going crazy. Need to come out here and deadhead. This is the straw flower. This is when you're supposed to harvest them, is when there's like 2 or 3 bracts open. These ones are late when they're open centers, but I think these are really pretty. I love the open centers on them. I love straw flower. It will be good for dried flowers. Getting a second flush off of our delphinium, which I did not know would happen. But they're starting to produce again. These could be used in bouquets this week. There's not a lot of them left. Gophers have taken out a lot of the plants in this row. There's another bee. Bees in the morning are funny because they're so slow. They're just all sleepy and cold. This is scabiosa, and I love, look at the, after it goes to seed, look at the fun pods that it leaves behind that you can also use these in bouquets. And I love, again, with the dark moody colors, love these dark ones. We're going to move to the other side so that that bee, oh no, I'll just move it here. I don't want that bee to sting us or fall off. Excuse us. So because I didn't know that the snapdragons were actually going to grow, I didn't net them, which I don't have netting up anywhere. So our snapdragons this year have been very wonky. But you can see here, like they're actually doing well. And this is, I thought, no way would we have snapdragons this time of year. More scabiosa. There's some asters and paper flowers in here. Again, with the water issues. Look at that huge puddle of water. Other places completely dry. We have serious water issues. This is, I planted seed here. Celosia. Planted a type of celosia here, but all of this is being taken over by weeds. I need to come out here and weed all of this. This is Monarda, bee balm. I planted a bunch of seed, but only 3 of them are actually doing anything. All of this needs to be weeded. And then we have our zinnias, which are going crazy. Look at these zinnias. They're getting huge. These ones are polar bear zinnias. Oh, we have a leak there. That could be causing the water issues. That looks like that's been punctured. Needs to be fixed. But look at all those zinnias. Those ones over there are, these ones here are absolutely massive. These are, look at this, like as big as my hand. These ones are past their prime, but absolutely massive. They will be beautiful in bouquets this week. So, so, so pretty. These ones are a smaller zinnia. I don't know what they're called, but they're pretty too. I like the two tones of the colors. They start out a dark pink, and then as they age, they go to a peachy pink. Not as big. And then these ones are peachier. These ones are super cool with the white on the outside. Don't know what those ones are called either. I have them all labeled, but I can't remember. These are the queen lime that are kind of a green and pink. This is an older bloom. These are the newer blooms. And look at these ones, huge. Dark pink. Again, planted seeds here. No water, no seeds. Some of them, there's some popping up, but I've been watering them with a hose, but they still just aren't doing anything. Look at this one, huge. I have a photographer coming to take pictures tomorrow in the field. Look, there's a gopher hole. Gophers eating my bed. This is a lily bed of lilies, and they are probably eating the lily bulbs. And then look at this cucumber. I don't know if this is a gopher, if it's eating the roots. I need to come in and see what happened here, but that's very sad because this is what it should look like. This is an Armenian cucumber. I believe that one's the same one we had. I pulled a huge one off of this when we got home, but look, there's one growing there. Armenian cucumbers are actually a melon, and so they actually don't, a lot of cucumbers taste bitter when they get big, but Armenian, you can use them for a long time, even when they're big, because they aren't a true cucumber. This bed, I emptied it before we left. I pulled everything out of it. This is poppies. And I just put this wire in here because I took down, this used to be a fence and I had sweet peas growing on it this year. And I just took it down, that part of it, yesterday when we got back, because it was the last of it with the sweet peas here. So I took it down so that I like walking back and forth on the aisles. This was outside of our garden, and then this is the expansion that we put in this fall. So then we have dianthus, which is looking great, starting to flower. I like it even before the flowers come. I like this. That's kind of a fun little floofy Dr. Seussy type thing, but then this is what the flowers look like, which is pretty. And sunflowers with bees on them. I put sunflower seeds here, again, not growing. And then this is our blue row. On camera it looks more purple, but these are actually pretty blue flowers. And I don't know if these are actually these plants. I think they might be a weed. I let them grow because I wasn't sure. This was like a blue flower mix, so I just seeded really heavy and let it all grow. But I think this might actually be a weed. But these are lupins, so I don't know if lupins are actually going to, it's pretty late in the year for them. This is a weed. And then we have this down here. These are ornamental peppers, which are actually starting to do really well. Oh, and some rogue sunflowers. The sunflower is coming from this bed over here. But these right here, this purple, like dark purple leaf, that's an ornamental pepper, which is super cool. I don't know if I'm supposed to pinch them. Looks like I might need to, because it's just getting really tall and leggy. But the ornamental peppers just get little peppers on them that you can use in bouquets and stuff. I just have a couple of them. The rest, of course, didn't take. There's verbena. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Hello, hummingbird. Checking out the sunflowers. Oh, and a bee on the verbena. This is verbena. It's going crazy. Need to come in and cut it all back. We can use these. These are kind of a cool little purple filler flower for our bouquets. More pro-cut sunflowers. more verbena. There's more dianthus over here. And this is our lisianthus bed. And again, water issues. So our lisianthus did not do well. This is dianthus. I'm struggling. And then these ones completely died, I think. And then lisianthus is just a struggle. It is on the struggle bus. You can see other stuff completely wet, waterlogged. This stuff not getting anything. So sad year for the lisianthus. We are getting a few blossoms on them, but nothing like what they should look like. So I'm watering it by hand with a hose, but even that's not enough for it. So heat's too much. I'm hoping I'll be able to get them to live through this season, and then I can overwinter them. And they will come back next year. Some of them are okay, but I don't know. The water's been super frustrating. Eucalyptus, it's doing well because it doesn't mind being dry, but I water it by hand as well. We should have the eucalyptus in like August. It should be ready, and then next year we should have it all the time. Again, water issues. All the lilies in the crates just dried out too much. They won't even, I'm sure they won't even perennialize. They won't be able to replant the bulbs. They're too dead. But the berries are looking good. These are blackberries. These are a thornless thornless blackberry. So we use these ends that grow crazy out of the beds. We cut these and use them in our bouquets. They're really pretty. And then we get blackberries off of them too. So they're almost ripe. A few more days and we will have tons and tons of blackberries, which is awesome. The kids will pick them before we get any of them, but that's okay. That's what they're for. This is another project that we need to finish. This is a snowberry. It's a white blackberry. Tons of thorns on it, and we need to get the wires up on the bed. See, we've done 4x4s with the steel cables. We need to get the other 4x4s on here. We need to fix the hose link post. You can see it's falling over, and put wires on that bed as well. These are raspberries and a blackberry mixed together in this bed because I just planted willy-nilly. I didn't care what was there. I tried to get the blackberries out, but they grow, these are the blackberries, and they grow so crazy. So they just keep taking over even though I keep pulling them. This is a sunflower that just came back from seed last year. Seed from last year. I love the red. Can you see it very well? It looks just dark in the picture. Let's see if I can get it from a different angle. But I just let it go. I like the ones that come back from seed. Most of the time I just let them go. There you can see the dark red. And as they get bigger, they turn yellow and red. And then this bed I transplanted some golden raspberries into this bed last fall to take over this bed. But I also put some frosted explosion grass in here that's coming up. And then we have, I'm excited about this. I've never been able to get this to grow. This is loofah. So the loofah sponges that you can buy, this is what it grows from. So I'm training it up over this trellis, and I'm hoping in the fall when I have lard from our pigs and loofahs, I can actually make loofah soaps. I'm excited about that. This is our mums. Again, water issues. So they're doing okay. I need to come out here and I need to pinch them all. You're supposed to pinch them all around the 4th of July so that they don't just get tall and leggy. And actually, when you pinch them, I'm going to try to take their cuttings and grow new plants from them. You can propagate new plants from your cuttings of your mums. So that would be cool. So I started with, I think I ordered 25 or 30 of them. Again, water issues. I feel like a broken record. They did not all grow because they did not get enough water. So we'll hopefully can propagate and save some of them. This is the asparagus bed and strawberries. Strawberries did okay this year. This is our first year from them, just from like bare root plugs. Asparagus, the seeded ones need to be cut back. And this is a tomato that just grew from seed, which probably means it's just going to be a cherry tomato. But my babies, yep, there's cherry tomatoes down there on it. Usually unless it's an heirloom tomato, if it comes back from seed, it's a cherry. So you can see there's cherry tomatoes coming on down there. There's some cherry tomatoes. So my babies, I do not like cherry tomatoes unless they're sun gold, but my babies love cherry tomatoes. So I will let this grow so that they can have all the cherry tomatoes they want. Oh, and let me show you this. So last year we planted, or this spring we planted willow. From willows, you just plant them as a stick and they grow. So these are actually growing really tall. This gets a ton of water in the winter. This is like water. It's almost like it kind of is a drainage ditch along our property line to keep the water coming into the property. So I planted the willows here so they can just live happily in this water. And they're deciduous, so they lose their leaves, but they can grow big and tall out here, and I can use them for, arrangements and baskets, and not baskets, wreaths. And so they'll just grow nice and big out here. Then we have our golden raspberries, which are amazing. These are my favorite raspberries for sure. They taste so delicious. They're super sweet. They produce all year long, and they don't make my kids dirty when they eat them. And they are so good. And they're prolific. You can see I started this with 6 plants. And even despite all the water issues, they just grow like crazy. Here's another tomato. This was lilies that have not received enough water. But this tomato I planted in here, this is a Thessaloniki tomato, I think it's called, which is actually a Greek tomato. And it is, despite water issues, going crazy. I just stuck it in here. I water this bed with a hose so it doesn't get enough water. And it's huge. That's taking over, that one tomato's taking over the bed. And this is Joseph's Coat climbing rose. And look how beautiful it is. When the flowers first come out, they're orange. And then as they age, they turn a darker red. And this is its second flush of flowers this year. But it's a climbing rose, so I'm going to climb it. I'm going to train it to go up and over this trellis, this trellis needs to be anchored to that fence because it's falling over. It needs to be pushed back and anchored to the fence. But it's going to grow up over that side, and then on this side, we have another climbing rose that I can't remember which one this is. I don't think it's an Eden climber. It could be, but I can't remember. But it's starting to get really big. These were all planted just from bare root roses. So they were pretty small, just little sticks. And then we have the silkies. All right, so that's it for the flower field. All right, so that is the tour of the front flower fields and the front of the property. I think we will record a different tour for the back of the property because this is going to get very long. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.